The meeting to order for the Mendocino County Civil Service Commission as of Wednesday, February 19th at 9 a.m. So first order of business is approve the minutes from the January 15th commission meeting. Commissioners? Pardon me? Oh, excuse me, yes, roll call. Clerk, roll call.
Proper agenda has been established, and
Oh.
then roll call. Commissioner Slater?
Here.
Commissioner Winiger? Commissioner Wiley?
Here.
And Commissioner Ebbium is absent by prior arrangement.
All righty. So now we get to move on to approval of minutes. I'm trying to hurry this meeting up, can you tell? Item 2, approve of minutes of January 15th, 2025. Commissioners, do you have any comments?
Nope.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for January 15th meeting.
I'll second that.
All right. And roll call, clerk?
Commissioner Slater?
Aye.
Commissioner Winiger?
Aye.
Commissioner Wiley?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
All righty. Minutes have been approved unanimously. Okay, public expression. Item 3 is public expression. This is an opportunity for the public to address the commission on matters not listed on the agenda. Individuals wishing to address the commission under public expression are welcome to do so via email, Zoom, or voicemail message. For more information, please visit Mendocino County's Civil Service webpage. All written correspondence received by 8 a.m. the day of the meeting will be attached to the item and made available online on the Civil Service Commission website. Do we have any public expression? None? Hearing none. Employee organization. Item 4 is the opportunity for the employee organization representing to address the commission. No action taken at this time. Do we have any employment? Nope. Okay. Any public report actions taken in closed session will be made in accordance with Government Code Section 54957.1, and we have none. Classification study, item number 6. Item 6A is the classification specification modification for confidential executive coordinator. Human Resources will present the item. Can you hear me all right? All right. I'm
Can you hear me?
reading, and so my face is down all the time. Go ahead.
Good morning. Can you hear me? Oh,
Good morning.
good morning, Commissioners. Giovanna Arguelles, HR Analyst. The item being presented is Human Resources. It's Confidential Executive Coordinator. Human Resources has updated the minimum qualifications for the Confidential Executive Coordinator position. These revisions are designed to better align with current practices and enhance our ability to effectively recruit for future needs. In addition, we have made minor grammatical and formatting adjustments for clarity and consistency. Please let us know if you have any questions at this time.
Commissioners? Do you have any comments or questions?
I don't.
I don't.
Okay. Public comments? Are there any members of the public wishing to speak? No? Anybody want to make a motion then?
I'll make a motion to update the classifications, specification modification for the confidential executive coordinator.
I'll second it.
Roll call?
Commissioner Winiger?
Aye.
Commissioner Wiley?
Aye.
Commissioner Slater?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
All right. Item number 6B is a classification specification modification for nutritionist and new classification for registered dietitian. Human Resources will present.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brandy Dalzell, HR Manager. Before you, you have a classification specification modification for the nutritionist, as well as a new classification specification for the registered dietitian. As per the requirements of CDPH, California Department of Public Health, as well as the WIC program, Women, Infant, and Children's, registered dietitians are required. At this time, the County of Mendocino does not have a registered dietitian classification, which has caused the recommendation to approve a new classification for registered dietitian. In addition to that, we do have a nutritionist. Some of the duties that a nutritionist was doing will now be part of the registered dietitian. The biggest thing and the major change is that a registered dietitian is required a certification under the registered dietitian classification, which is not currently required with the nutritionist, and a nutritionist does not have to have the registered dietitian certification. At this time, if you have additional questions, we are also joined by Dr. Janine Miller online.
Is that a question?
I have a couple of
Yeah.
questions. So the nutritionist is a classification that exists right now?
That is correct.
And then we are adding a registered dietitian
That is correct.
classification? So the nutritionist is the entry level?
I don't want to say it's the entry level. Yes, the registered, or the nutritionist will report to the registered dietitian. In the event that there is no incumbent in the registered dietitian, it will report to the WIC manager. But the nutritionist does have, it's not necessarily an entry level as you asked.
But the registered dietitian is a job that is not currently available, or it is?
We currently do not have a registered dietitian, and it is required.
Okay.
Any further comment or questions? Any public comment from Zoom or otherwise? No? Hearing none? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the classification specification modification nutritionist and a new classification registered dietitian.
Thank you for stating that.
I'll second that.
Alrighty, roll call.
Commissioner Wiley?
Aye.
Commissioner Winiger?
Aye.
Commissioner Slater?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, moving on to item 6C is a classification specification modification, the title change of an animal control assistant. Human Resources will present the item.
Good morning, Commissioners. Giovanna Arguelles, HR Analyst. The item being presented is Animal Control Assistant. Human Resources has updated the classification specification for Animal Control Assistant at the request of Animal Care Services. This includes a title change and revisions to better reflect the role's current duties. The title change ensures consistency with with other positions within the department. We have also modernized the minimum qualifications, standardized the required skills, and made minor language and formatting improvements. At this time, you should have any questions. I am joined by Amy Campbell, Shelter Supervisor, as a subject matter expert.
Any questions from the commissioners? None?
I have one question.
Okay.
So I sort of remember one of these classifications for animal control.
Before, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
was-
trying to figure out how it fits. But then I realized it says here that that title was in the field, correct? And then this one is mostly in the office? Is that correct?
That is correct,
Is
yes.
then that's why the need for modification? Yeah, I think.
But is this a modification from what we previously did? Because didn't we do a modification back in, I'll say,
Yeah,
October or November?
yeah, for animal control, but
Yeah,
I
for animal
believe it
control.
was somebody that was in the field.
It was an Animal Protection Officer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good
So
memory.
this one does not have the enforcement portion of the role, is what I understand. That's the difference.
That is
How does
correct.
the hierarchy work?
So this is more, this is more office duties, and animal protection officers more outside of the office duties. I hope that answered your question.
But then in terms of the levels, is this considered like they can start as, this is like the entry level and then they can move up to the
Yes,
enforcement
I
officer?
believe so.
This is in the sheriff's? No, separate?
No, this is a part of animal care services, sorry.
All right. Any more questions from the commission? Public comments? Is there any public comment? All right, looking for a motion.
I'll make a motion to update the classification, specification, modification, and the title change of animal control assistant.
Second? I'll second it. Roll call.
Commissioner Slater,
Aye.
Commissioner Wiley,
Aye.
Commissioner Winiger.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, item number 6D, classification, specification, modification for heavy equipment service technician, human resources to present.
Morning, Commissioners. Brandy Dalzell, HR Manager. Before you, this item with the specification modifications for the heavy equipment service tech is coming before you due to the outdated language in the class spec, as well as revising some of the duties to bring it to current and accurate duties and responsibilities that the service tech is currently responsible for. Some of the other updates include language to ensure the alignment with the current industry, as I mentioned, and the inclusion of the additional duties to reflect the job responsibilities. At this time, there is nobody that will be affected directly by any of these modifications as standard within the industry. Also, we have with us person Stanley, the supervisor, and he, if you have any questions for us, he can join.
Commissioners, you have any questions? Give you a minute.
So what kind of precipitated the request for updating the classification?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
If no one's going to be impacted, why did we need to update the classification?
We need to update the classifications. This is part of our role of the classification and compensation team, and these are outdated, and it's been several years since this particular classification has been updated. And so in the review with Mr. Stanley, we have reviewed it and brought it to current.
And then why, is it required for this classification per se to actually have the equipment listed, the things that they're going to use? Or are we like limiting ourselves? Like, is there any, like, if we didn't list it, will we get in trouble if he actually handles that equipment?
I'm going to defer to Mr. Stanley. If we're not going to list all equipment because it would be exhaustive, it would be quite lengthy. But in the event, these are the equipment that are required majority of the time.
Good morning, Commissioners, staff, Kent Stanley, Mendocino County Transportation. The equipment that's listed is the typical equipment and tools that the employee uses on a regular basis. They're incorporated with the job duty tools.
Yeah, it looks like you added code reader and computer and things that new equipment absolutely has, even on big equipment.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you really have to know what you're doing to work on it.
Right.
Yeah.
The service technician is our lube man. Does the oil changes, greasing, the basic maintenance. First eyes that are put on a piece of equipment when it comes in. And then the heavy equipment mechanic or senior heavy equipment mechanic does the large.
Cool.
So where this says heavy equipment service technician, I mean, where you've got hand tools, power tools, Does that
Doesn't
fall
seem
under
very
does
heavy.
that fall under-
That's what I was thinking too. I thought like tractors
Heavy
and stuff.
equipment to me is like maybe running a bulldozer or a cat or a.
Well, like I said, he performs the basic maintenance on it.
On the heavy
routine
equipment.
On the heavy
I
equipment.
see, okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
Any further question?
Yeah, I don't have any issues with this.
No.
Any public comment? Thank you. Thanks for your time coming in today. I know you have more important things to do. Do I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to update the classification, specification, modification of the heavy equipment service technician.
Second?
I'll second.
Roll call?
Commissioner Winiger,
Aye.
Commissioner Wiley,
Aye.
Commissioner Slater.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, moving on to item E is the classification, specification modification for building maintenance supervisor. Human Resources will present.
Good morning, Commissioners. Giovanna Arguelles, HR Analyst. The item being presented is Building Maintenance Supervisor. At the request of the department, Human Resources has updated the Building Maintenance Supervisor classification. These revisions now include a more detailed list of duties, particularly with regard to supervision and the reporting structure. We have also made minor grammatical adjustments, updating the formatting and fine-tuned the language to ensure better alignment with overall classification specification series. I'm joined today by Jeff Detterman, Fleet and Facilities Maintenance Superintendent, should you have any questions at this time.
Looks like a big job. Do we have any commissioner questions or comments?
I was trying to figure out like the major change.
So I guess a question on the education and experience. It looks like this just a high school diploma or GED, and then the 4 to 6 years of progressively responsible related experience. Has that been taken out?
That is correct.
There's an incumbent in the position now.
I'm going to defer that to Jeff.
So the,
Yes, we currently have 2 maintenance supervisor positions.
all right. What impact do you think this will have positively? Or can you say?
Reporting it, update. Superintendent of maintenance. This is up the expected duties and responsibilities. Supervisor as far as more of the administrative. The old job classification primarily building. This one in the fact more computer work they're doing. All of this. The job classification adequately explains what they're
Good.
So in relation to the fleet and facilities maintenance superintendent, how do they work together? Is it a matrix relationship or is it under the superintendent?
They work under the superintendent. They both manage staff. Custodial staff.
So why was the title, the classification was already the supervisor, right? Why was there a need to make it clear? What was unclear from before?
In my opinion, I mean, part of it is that they supervise janitorial services. No longer do that.
Okay.
It's a more modern thing to do. There's more troubleshooting your usage for sheets, costs, actions. Wanted to update that.
Good. Any further questions, comments?
I have no question.
Okay, public comments? Hearing none?
I'll make a motion.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to approve the classification specification modification for building maintenance supervisor.
and I'll second. And roll call.
Commissioner Slater?
Aye.
Commissioner Wiley?
Aye.
Commissioner Winiger?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
There's no other business at this time, and then Human Resources designee to provide the information to the commission regarding human resources topics, if you have any. Item 8.
Good morning, Commissioners. HR Manager Cal Saturn here to present the HR Director's Report. It's my pleasure today to present information on some of the activities within Human Resources in 2024. In the area of recruitment, Human Resources processed 612 staffing requisitions, coordinated 404 recruitments, screened and processed 4,370 applications, conducted 301 examinations, responded to 1 exam appeal, and 50 application appeals. We also processed 1,285 personnel transactions, which included 196 new hires during the year and 218 separations. And then as of December 31st, 2024, within the county, there are 288 vacant positions with active recruitment to fill 112 positions.
Jeez,
That's a lot of.
that's a lot.
And then during the year, the Civil Service Commission convened for a total of 8 meetings, comprised of 6 regular sessions and 2 special sessions. And during this time, Human Resources brought forth 44 classification studies, and he was very busy this past year. 7 probationary period extension requests, and 1 disciplinary hearing to the commission. There's a lot of statistics there, and we've had a very busy 2024, and we also anticipate a busy 2025 as well. Human Resources also completed its first year of our Coffee with HR series presentation with the goal of improving support to staff by providing education and accessibility to HR staff. The information I've presented here today will be in the next publication of the CEO report, along with additional information on HR's 2024 activities. And this concludes the HR Director's report.
Thank you. Really a great accomplishment. You guys are doing a really good job too, by the way. I'm really impressed. And I did HR myself for 40 years, or was involved with HR for 40 years. So thank you very much.
It's our pleasure.
There's no action required, but we thank you for your service to our county. Thank you. So with that, I guess we adjourn as of 9:25. That was a quick one.
Long,
Russ Lehman.
long drive for 20.
Oh, it's worth it. I'll do it for